Alright guys, welcome back to the D&D Subclass series for the 5th edition. We're moving on to the Ranger archetype of Beastmaster.
Yes.
Jameson, Alex here. Again, just a quick recap for how we do this ratings and everything. We look at the subclass and how it impacts the class as a whole, not necessarily how good the class is overall, but just how much the subclass improves on the base class. Mm-hmm. And we're looking at 3 different things: the RP value, the combat value, and the overall class synergy. And without any further ado, I guess we'll just jump straight into it. Okay, so the first thing we have at level 3, we have Ranger's Companion. This is where the beast and the Beastmaster part comes in.
Right, yeah.
You get to pick a creature with a challenge rating of 1/4 or less. Okay,
it's not very
not
much.
very strong.
Very strong.
And it gains either, well, I'll just say this. For your proficiency bonus, it gains your proficiency bonus to its armor class, its attack rolls, its damage rolls, and any saving throws and skills it's proficient in. Okay? So it makes it a little bit stronger than the base animal. Also, it gets 4 times the ranger, your ranger level, as hit points, or its hit points whatever's higher. So as you level up, it's gonna give the creature a little bit more health. It's not gonna be super significant because at level 10, you know, you're talking 40 HP.
And you're gonna have
chunk.
probably mid 60s, maybe low 70s.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And it's just gaining. It still keeps its regular dice rolls for its attacks and everything. So it's not really going to be doing tons of damage. It's got a little bit of meatiness to it, and there's some weird things in the rules about maybe possibly adding armor to them and all that stuff. Because it talks about adding armor to like horses and stuff. So you can talk with your DM about how you would actually manage that. It's a little bit complicated. But essentially, the creature, your beast companion, takes its turn on your turn, and you can command it to do other things. So on your turn, you can verbally command the beast to move or attack or whatever. Before level 5, you can attack or the beast can attack. You can't both attack.
No.
At level 5, it says when the beast takes an attack, you can also attack. So it's either you attack, extra attack, or you attack and the beast attacks, but you can't have the beast attack twice until later on. We'll get there.
Right.
But for the most part, it's kind of a strange balance because when you see it, you think quarter CR at level 3, all right, it's decent.
It's fine. But
the problem is it doesn't ever increase the CR rating of your beast. So you can't, like, say at level 10, take a half CR or 1 CR, or at level 15, take a 2 CR. You're stuck at a quarter CR indefinitely. So it does get the bonuses to its health and its armor class and stuff from your proficiency, but it seems a bit lackluster, especially when you compare it to how other things scale for other subclasses for other classes. If you're in there with your beast, you know, and you're both doing melee, because you could do melee ranger, and maybe you take a beast with like pack tactics or something, so you're in there and you're giving pack tactics or whatever, so you kind of help each other out a little bit, and say it moves away, you get that extra reaction because you get a reaction and your beast gets a reaction for opportunity attacks. So there's like some play that you could use it for. And then if your beast dies, you can spend 8 hours magically bonding with a new beast that isn't hostile towards you, so specifically, and meets requirements. So your options for quarter CR are pretty limited. And you can also do stuff too where if you can use your action to have the creature dash or whatever. The action economy for the beast is not the greatest, unfortunately. And I will mention this as well. There is an Unearthed Arcana, like a revised version of Beastmaster. We'll probably go over that down the line at some point. Sure. But that's essentially what you get. You get a beast. It gains bonuses to its attacks and damage, and AC, and saving throws and skills based on your proficiency, and it increases health based on your level, possibly. Other than that, that's what you get.
That's what it is. At level 7, you do get exceptional training, which essentially is anytime your beast companion does not attack, as a bonus action, you could have it take one of the other available actions, so your dash, disengage, dodge, or help. So, I mean, to me, by far the best option of those is definitely going to be help, unless you're trying to chase something down. If you have maybe you got a wolf pet, or a mastiff, whatever, some kind of like that may have pack tactics. you got a barbarian or a fighter or a paladin or beating on something, you can have it use its, as your bonus action, let it go in there to help to give them advantage is probably your best option among those, at least on a consistent basis. Pretty much it. A lot of these, this is probably the shortest, simplest subclass. It's not even half a page in the player's handbook, so it's pretty quick to go through a lot of these abilities. Starting at level 11, you get Bestial Fury, which essentially, when you get to command your beast to take the attack action, so you're spending one of your 2 attacks because you have extra attack with a range at level 5. So when you attack, now you can attack twice as part of its attack. So if you want to, you can attack once and then your pet can attack twice once you hit level 11, which is definitely helpful. But when you try hitting level 11, you're talking about other classes getting a whole lot more, bang for your buck at level 11 than just letting your pet now attack twice instead of once when you spend one of your attack actions for that. And then finally, share spells at 15. So essentially, as long as your beast within 30 feet of you, any spell you cast on yourself also is cast on your beast companion. You're pulling up the spells right now. You see?
Yeah, we're talking like protection from poison, bark skin, jump. I mean, I guess
stone skin. I see that up there. So there's a couple of protection for energies. There's a couple of protection spells. Like I said, almost all of them are defensives. I don't see a single one of those are offensive buffs.
Yeah, there's not like haste or anything like that.
So, kind of disappointing to be your capstone final ability that you can get. All you get to do is buff your pet for whatever you can buff your pet with or heal yourself for. So, kind of lackluster in my opinion.
And with that, I guess we'll just kind of transition into the ratings section. So the first thing is going to be the roleplay value. Now, as I just mentioned, the biggest thing is you get an animal companion. It's essentially another person to your party. So depending on how you use that companion can have a big RP value. Say, for example, you just take the hit kind of in combat and you take like an owl or some kind of flying creature and you use that as more of like a scout. Yeah. Like a scout ahead and the creature flies ahead and scouts out an area and you come back and you speak with animals, and you communicate, what's up ahead or whatever, and use it more of an RP thing than a combat thing. There's the option to do that, and that might be more for this class is probably going to be more leaning toward the RP value, just because the combat, it's not terrible because you can try to find stuff that has like multi-attack and
pack
tactics and other like little buffs and stuff to the side, but for the most part, half CR creatures don't have a whole lot of options.
Quarter CR.
Quarter. Sorry. Jeez. Yeah, exactly. So there's not a whole lot of bonuses and stuff you're going to be getting from that kind of stuff. So with that, we decided to give it 4 for RP, just because you have lots of options in how you interact and use your beast that can be used for certain situations and circumstances, in and out of towns and out of
there's a lot of tracking being perceptually aware. Your pet can help guard your camp at night. And just be more aware of what's going on. They're more likely to hear something or smell something that's maybe somebody trying to sneak up on your camp. So there's definitely some options depending on the pets you take that leads to more RP. And so our 4 we think is kind of that middle ground, because you can make it a 5 if you really go all at it, like getting that Allen.
That kind of goes back to like what we said in some of the other videos is anyone who's good at RPing is going to make any RP thing much better. Okay, so we're basing just on like average person, average experience, whatever. Because if you have like an average person play a bard, and then like you have like a Sam Riegel from Critical Role play a bard, you're going to get a vastly different experience,
those are the same things.
right? Because one player is more experienced than the other. Right. We're just saying from a general perspective how the class operates and how the subclass in particular works. Yeah. There are options that you can do for RP value that, in my opinion, it could be very bad if you take it for more of a combat-based kind of thing, but it could be very good based on if you take for RP-based stuff.
On the combat side of things, there's not a lot here. You can go as min-max as you want to with getting your pet, but being stuck in a quarter CR and all the level 7, level 11, level 15 abilities you get, there's nothing significant. You're giving your pet 2 attacks instead of 1, okay? But just the fact that that's what your level 11 ability is, your level 15 is just sharing buffs between you and your pet, or heals. Like there's just not much there. So we ended up going with a 2.5. out of 5 on our scoring system, but it's really it's really plain as a whole. Which the Ranger class is probably one of the more plain classes by design. That and probably the Fighter, probably the two, which are both martial classes primarily. But there's not a whole lot there, not a lot to add to what the base Ranger already does.
Yeah.
Which is why James had mentioned earlier, we're probably going to take a look at the revised Ranger at some point and post that video as well. Because in all seriousness, it'd be really, really hard for me, especially in a campaign setting, to take Beastmaster Ranger.
Yeah, if you wanna have a big impact in the party, it's hard to validate this subclass. You can obviously do lots of RP stuff, and for sure you don't have to min-max ever. And actually, how do you just not min-maxing, because it can make the campaign more interesting to have some weaknesses and stuff in it. But it's hard to justify picking this subclass over a hunter.
Yeah.
Because the hunter has lots of customization with all different choices, and it's just you're stuck with a quarter CR. It seems very strange to me. Yeah, it does get bonuses based on proficiency and leveling.
Yep.
But it just doesn't seem like quite enough, in my opinion, to justify it. Again, that's why we'll probably look at the revised Beastmaster at some point. And then lastly, we'll just talk about the overall class synergy. This was kind of interesting because when you think of a ranger, you're kind of thinking, like a pet. Like you're thinking like you think of World of Warcraft and like having a pet and stuff like that is one choice, and you kind of have like the huntsman kind of outdoorsman, nature survivalist kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the Beastmaster does go along with the whole pet theme kind of thing of the ranger, and it doesn't really take away per se from your class abilities. It just kind of gives you another assistant to kind of push them onto a little bit and give that creature a little bit of a bonus. So we just decided to give it a 3, just a flat, right down the middle. It doesn't really give too much to the class overall. It doesn't really take much away.
Yeah. Essentially, the only extra stuff you're really adding to is what you can do with your pet.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all you're getting that's additional to, because you're not really adding to any of the other baseline Ranger stuff.
Yeah.
It's not just giving you a friend.
Pretty much, yeah.
Make friends.
So overall, that's pretty much our thoughts on the Beastmaster Ranger, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all of our new videos as they come out. Please let us know in the comments down below your experiences with Ranger, Hunter, Beastmaster, whatever. If you've played one in a campaign,
especially if you played the revised version.
Yeah, we'd like to see what your thoughts are on the class overall. To us, as you kind of heard, it has potential in RP. Combat's a bit lackluster, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts as well. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.